Awesome.
Great.
Which Facebook page are you going live on?
We're live now, Michael. So welcome, Andrea. Welcome, Michael. We're on the Sizzle World Team Facebook page. So hello and welcome. So hello, how are you, Andrea?
I'm good. Could you turn off the screen sharing for just a minute so I can see if I'm even in the video part of it? Oh, there I am. Okay, go ahead. Turn it back on if you want. I can't tell because I put my camera out here on a stand, and then if I don't see it, I don't know if I'm.
Yeah, no worries. That's okay. Well, we don't need this screen share at the moment. Do you want to? So we're going to have a discussion today. Andrea's going to share with us her tips. So Andrea's a one-star master with Sizzle. She's in Dr. Kurt's team, and Andrea is very experienced in network marketing and has lots of skills. And so we're really happy to have her on the call today. So Andrea's going to share her tips with getting someone started with Sizzle. And yeah, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, Katie. Yeah, just to clarify, I'm a 2-star now. So
oh, sorry,
my hard work.
Sorry, you're a 2-star. Congratulations! How fabulous!
Thank you. Yes. So Doc asked me to come on and talk about when you're new, what do you do, and how can you help your new person? So I always say communication is key. I'm going to slip my glasses on here so I can see my tablet down here. But communication is key. So let's say you're a new person and you just got started and you don't know when the calls are, you don't know the pages on Facebook to connect to, you don't know any of that stuff. And so it kind of sets you back. Let's say you're a new person and you already sponsored someone and now you're actually a leader, right? So you have to have a plan of action of how to connect your new person to what's going on in our Sizzle World team so that they can get the support they need to achieve whatever goals it is that they want to achieve with Sizzle, okay? So like probably the first thing that I would recommend in getting people organized and connected and take away that almost a 2-month period of time where people are saying, well, I didn't know when the call was. I didn't know what page that was going to be on Facebook. And I didn't know, I just get all these emails. That's what we hear from people. Yeah, I just get so many emails. And actually, if you're in Sizzle World team, I don't know what other people do for their team. I just rely on Doc's once a week email, because he puts a link to every call that we did. And he gives us some uplifting information or sometimes some scientific information. So you get that email once a week. If you have customers, they get one from Doc once a month. And he, sways that one to be more of a customer rather than a distributor information page when he sends that out. So there aren't a lot of emails. You may get emails from Sizzle, but as far as our team emails, there's basically one, unless your sponsor is sending out their own. And Doc does such a good job. Anything your sponsor does that's kind of repetitive of what their leader is doing, they're just like, to me, it's like you're spinning circles. And you're wasting productive time to develop your business if you're sending out the same information that your leader is sending out. So I would recommend that, you start a list for your new person. Like you can develop what you want them to plug into. There may be things that Sizzle promotes that you're like, yeah, I'm not thinking that's that important. It's not something that I plug into. So you can provide it to your new person, or you don't have to provide it to your new person. That's my personal feeling. So what to do? First of all, I think it's really important, based on my experience in this type of social relationship business, that you would plug a new person into yourself. They should have your phone number, your email, They should be connected to you on social media. And then more than likely, you want them connected to your sponsor also. And then maybe even that person's sponsor or somebody else upline who is like a leader over your group that, you know, sometimes you get a whole bunch of new people in and you just basically connect everyone to the person who's putting out the most information for them to be assisted. So anyway, the bottom line there is get them connected to 2 or 3 people so that when they need help and you're not available, they have somebody to reach out to. And how would you get them connected to those people? It's always really good, I think, to do like a 3-way call. So let's say I get someone in the business and I say, because Doc is my sponsor, I'm going to say, well, hey, you know, I want you to meet Doc. So let's just do a 3-way call so he knows who you are. You're familiar with talking to him, you know, and then when I happen to be out of the picture, you can feel free and welcomed to call him for help. So that's what I would recommend, first of all. Get your people connected to somebody else who can help them if you're not available. Let's see. And then the calls. We have calls that, like this call, and we call them calls, but they're really lives now because we use Zoom for almost everything. So let's do what the corporation has. The corporation has a once a month call the first Monday of each month at 9 o'clock Eastern time, United States. So I'm not sure where that is, but if you're in a different area, you're going to relate it to your person in a different way. So that's a corporate call where they do updates of information. Sometimes they talk about products. Sometimes they have guest speakers on. They let you know what's going on with Sizzle. The other call that Sizzle has, and Katie, you can hop in after I'm done and share maybe the difference in what happens over in Australia, New Zealand, because your team is there, most of your team. And so on Thursdays here, they have a call that they send out. It's like a recorded call. You just dial a number at Sizzle and they give you updates, like if there's something back ordered, if they're having a special, if there's a new bonus, if like a competition bonus, things like that. And the other thing I would recommend getting plugged into with Sizzle is their Facebook page. You know, I think it's like every Friday they have people give testimonies about a certain product, and then they put everybody's name in the hat who you know worked with that post, and somebody is the lucky winner of winning a product. And then of course they're going to put new things on there. They're going to put new videos they've made to help us market, new graphics that they've made to help us market. So that's where you would, the 3 things I would recommend getting plugged in at Sizzle. And then a lot of times I get texts. I'm not sure who all gets texts, but I get texts from Sizzle and they'll announce something. So basically that's the Sizzle connection. So now we're all part of Sizzle World Team, which is Doc's team. So Doc is like the head of this team, and then he has other people working under him. And so when you get connected to Sizzle World Team, there is a live on Tuesday, noon Eastern, and it's on a page in Facebook called Doctor's Clinic, Doc Biz with Friends. So if you're not connected to that as a newbie, or if you have a new person, make sure they get connected to that. Doc and I are on that call. We've been doing that call for a couple of years now. And, you know, I just interact with Doc mostly, and he brings to the table research that he's found, or he brings information about products, information about the company. And we just wrap up a nice little half hour of health information to help you optimize your health. The other call we have is this call we're doing tonight, Friday night team training. And we do different things. Sometimes we talk about compensation plan, how to strategize using the compensation plan. Like tonight, we're doing a little training here so that you can share this or learn from it you know, to help grow your business. And then we also have a testimony night. So the last Friday of each month, typically we flip back over into the Doctor's Clinic, Doc Fizz with Friends page, because it's testimonies about what people have experienced from using and optimizing their health, using the product and optimizing their health. And so that page is more of an open page, where the page you're on tonight, Sizzle World Team, is a closed page just for our group, just for our Docs team members. The other one is open to the public, so you can invite anyone there, any person that, you know, is seeking some health information, your friends, your neighbors, your family members, anybody out there in the public that you want to invite there, you can invite there. So that's Doc's 2 communication pages right there. And that would be, of course, what you'd want to put on your list so that people can, you know, get plugged into what Doc's doing. So Doc has a newsletter once a month. Doc has a call on Tuesdays. Doc has a call on Fridays. Okay, so it's pretty simple. 3 things there. I'm going to look at my notes here because I wrote a few. Oh, the other thing that you would want to get connected to, or make sure that your people have an understanding of, is if you have a new distributor. A lot of times distributors and preferred customers do not understand that when they're initially filling out the form to receive their first order, they're actually making a website for themselves. And for instance, mine is my last name .sizzle.net, and you know, like Katie's might be katie.sizzle.net. Whatever you put in the window in that form for the URL, that is the name of your website. And so what I recommend to new people is, like, if you're helping someone sign up, and I do recommend that too, because it can be confusing. And sometimes you have to go in and as a sponsor, as a leader, you have to go in and kind of dummy run through that sign up page so that you know what's in it, so that you have the ability to get on the phone with somebody and kind of walk them through that process. Some people can just breeze right through it. Other people have all kinds of problems. It's just a matter of their own life experience of whether they can, you know, manipulate through that software. So what I like to do is make sure they understand that they do have a website. So after they've initially ordered from you, they're going to have their own website to order from in the future. And if they're distributors, their own website with a back office and where they would order, change their auto ship, and do all kinds of things about tracking their information for their business. So I make sure they do that. And I even, at the end of, you know, helping them get signed up or joined, I say, okay, let's go to your website right now. You know, so I'll say, okay, put in this. I said, what did you make it? You know, they'll say it's Bob Jones, bobjones.sizzle.net. And so you're saying, put Bob Jones in there and they see if it comes up, and then you help them log into their back office. The next step I have them do is to go into where you manage your replicated site. And when you first go in, up in the left corner, it'll say new distributor or distributor. And not new distributor, just distributor or a representative, something like that. And what I recommend is to take them into their back office and help them remove in the window where it says distributor, remove distributor and have them put their name there. And then when they log into their own website again, up in the left-hand corner will be their name. So they know absolutely they're in their own website. And like if they're a preferred customer, I think it says something like, welcome back, Bob Jones. You know, so he knows, he sees his name, he knows he's in his own website to order. Because if they do enter, it seems to me that if they do enter it wrong, it kind of kicks them over to just sizzle.net. And then sometimes people end up, they're not really ordering under their own website. So that's just something that I caution people about, so that they're placing their orders where they want to place their orders. And then when they go back in, they go, oh, yep, there's my name. You know, this is my website. Or if you're talking to somebody who is joining or who is becoming a preferred customer of yours, you can point out that when you gave them that link, they'll know they're in it when they see your name at the top in the left. And that way they can confirm that they're actually in your website to place their order. And then with new people, yeah, I make sure they have the Sizzle customer service number, and that's different for Australia than it is in the United States, or wherever you might be in the world, it might be a little different. So make sure they have that number. Tell them what to expect when they call. Explain to them that they're going to get a Sizzle ID number, and that's their number. It's like your social security number or your country number, wherever you're at. You know, it's like a number attached to you for Sizzle, so they can identify you. So when you call in, they're going to ask you for that number. I recommend to people that they make a contact in their smartphone and put Sizzle, put the Sizzle corporate number to place calls wherever they're calling. And then down at, like in the notes of that contact page, they can write their own ID number right in there so they don't lose it. So many times and then in the URL, they can put their own website in there and say, I don't remember what I made my website, or I don't know what my ID number is, you know. So personally, myself, I put all my people in and I put in my notes, all their stuff so I can help them. But really, it's you taking initiative to take these steps and not rely on that person that sponsored you. It's your initiative to step up and take these steps so that you're organized. And the more organized you feel, the less confusion you're going to feel, and the more action and creativity you're going to have to go out and actually do the work of what people need to do in Sizzle to earn income, if that's your goal. So I do recommend that people take that initiative and, you know, organize. If you don't like that system, figure out your own system. You know, if you're a paper pencil kind of person, get a, you know, 3-ring binder and make columns and write in who joined when and write their number and, you know, how did they join and whatever you want to do. I actually have done both systems since I've been in Sizzle. Sometimes it's hard to look people up in the Sizzle website as fast as you want to. And so I have them all organized in paper form too. It's whatever system works for you, and everybody has their own systems, you know, developed. And if you don't have them developed, you know, steal some ideas from this or sit down and just figure out how you best work, how you best retain information, and work out your own system. So that's what I would do there. And so after that, you know, it's a communication stream, basically. You know, it's following up and did you get your order? And then following up a little bit later and how's it going? What are you experiencing? Have you noticed any changes? You know, I often like text before like a corporate call. I'll make a little graphic or something. I'll text that out to 30, 40 people on my team, expecting that they will in turn take that and text it to people who are in their team. So it can be like one of those communication trees where I send it out to certain people and then they're going to send it out to other people. And if they get it twice, like if I happen to overlap that, you know, that's not a bad thing. I mean, you're just looking at a text and going, okay, so there's a call tonight, you know. So like develop some systems of how to be organized. And I'm gonna also suggest that you, I know Katie has her own YouTube channel. I have my own YouTube channel. Doc has his own YouTube channel, which is our team YouTube channel. And that is Sizzle World Team. That's Doc's channel. When you go into his channel, he doesn't use playlists. So his videos of all of our calls, the Tuesday calls, the Friday calls. If he recorded Tom on a different call, that'll be in there. And so it'll be in there in the sequence that it was done if you go over to videos. So when you go into YouTube, it says, I don't know what it says in the beginning, and then it will say playlist, and then it will say videos, and then it says a few other things. But in Doc's page, it's a little confusing for people who don't use YouTube often. When you put in Sizzle World Team, at the top, you'll see the blue and white globe that Doc uses as his logo, and it'll say Sizzle World Team. But below it will be a bunch of stuff that YouTube just brings up that we're connected to Sizzle World Team. That is not Doc's page. You actually have to click on the top thing that says Sizzle World Team to get into Doc's channel. So then once you're in Doc's channel, again, YouTube will bring up some videos that, you know, maybe we did recently or that are popular, and they'll post those under everything. And that is not the list of videos. You have to actually on the toolbar go and click on videos, and then all videos will be pretty much in order. So plug into that, or if your team leader has a YouTube page, you can also plug into there. It's like in my page, I organize it by playlist. So I might have Sizzle Fukoiden, and I have 3 different videos under Sizzle Fukoiden. I tried to organize it for my team so that when they need that information, they can go in and just find it really quickly. So plug into the YouTube. So I brought that topic up because I always feel that I want to have some knowledge. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to have ever done this before. And you can still be very effective in building this business, because what you do is you use the tools. The tools are the calls. The tools are the Facebook or social media pages that your leadership shares information on, that Sizzle International shares. The tools are the calls. The tools are the videos that we make. These are all tools. And one of the best tools, there's 2 really super, super good tools. One is 3-way calling. The other is sharing a video with someone. And so if you make your own little library, whether you have a folder on your desktop, whether you use a notes app in your smartphone, you're going to take links of like your favorite videos and put them where you can easily find them. And when you're talking to someone and you're talking to them about, for instance, the age pill, you might have your favorite video of information that you want to share with whoever you talk to who is kind of interested in reverse aging with you, and say, hey, I'm going to shoot you a video. You know, I could talk to you for hours about this because I'm so excited, but really, I want you to get the nuts and bolts of it. And, you know, these videos are often long because it's a really big topic, but I would like you to listen to at least the first 10 to 15 minutes of it. My personal feeling is if they start listening to Tom Maurer talk about age reversal for 10 or 15 minutes, they're going to stay on there and listen to the whole thing. So in the beginning, I would recommend pick out 3 or 4 products that you really want to promote. You don't have to promote everything. You don't have to know about everything. You don't have to have a video on everything. Pick out 3 or 4 and just start there. You know, Doc and Katie and I don't know who else was involved with this, but we just kind of put together a new thing where we're going to work with promoting anti-aging or reverse aging to feel better, to live longer, to have a longer health span. So we just picked out the age pill, of course, Eternity, which is our resveratrol product, which is like one of the first discoveries for anti-aging back in the 80s or 90s. And then the third one is, shoot, I just made all these pictures. What's the third one, Katie? Are you on there? The age pill, Eternity, and
Is it Spectrum X?
no, it wasn't Spectrum. Oh, TSX. I'm sorry.
Of course. Oh my God.
Of course, TSX, which
My
lengthens telomeres and is another scientifically proven thing to help you extend the health in your life. So we put that together and we're calling it Ageless Life Support Pack. So 3 things. So if you want to start with those 3 things, go watch videos on it. Go find Tom Maurer talking about it. Find videos Doc talked about it. Just educate yourself on those 3 things. Just those 3 things, and go out. You can create a whole business with just those 3 things. A whole business. I built the base of my business with just the age pill. Just the age pill. That's all I talked about. Like the first year I was involved with Sizzle, is age pill, because I was so excited about it. I was excited about reverse aging. So anyway, those are some recommendations that I think would be helpful for you to get started or to help your people get started. Basically getting plugged in. Katie, do you have anything you want to share?
Great, thanks, Andrea. I'll just share my screen just quickly for people, because you mentioned about Australia and where our calls are. I've got the screen up here, so I'll show people. So Australia has a call each week. Actually,
It didn't pop up, Katie.
Oh, okay, yeah, hang on. Yep.
That's true.
Okay, no worries. Let me just share here. Okay, so Sizzle Australia New Zealand corporate page, it's a Facebook page. And Lisa will post all her updates here. Anytime there's a call, she puts it on here. Anytime there's issues, they go up here. Resolution on anything, it goes up here. So this is really a key page to connect people to. And if they're not on Facebook, it does make it a little bit trickier. So if they're not on Facebook, it's really important they tap into Dr. Kurt's emails, because if it is a super important announcement, Dr. Kurt will include it in his newsletter that goes out weekly. So that's the workaround, I guess, if they're not on Facebook. If they are on Facebook, connect them to this page. And as you can see on the screen here, hopefully I'm just going to see if I can zoom in there. You can see the 1-800 number for Australia and the New Zealand toll-free number. So if you haven't already, if you're watching this now live, or if you're listening to the recording and you don't have this number and you're an Aussie or a Kiwi and you don't have these numbers in your phone, pull out your phone now and pop them in, because it's really, really important to have these numbers available, and also to be able to share these numbers with new people. New people often get stuck placing orders, and the easiest way to resolve any issue, whether it's a password issue or an auto ship issue or any type of credit card not working, then you want to connect them immediately with customer service, because it is so much easier. They can resolve it over the phone. And I just know that if you try and fluff around it with yourself, you and your distributor might get frustrated. Just let customer service sort that for you. So I guess I just wanted to make that one key point. And I just think that Andrea has done an excellent job today, and I would love to have her on the call more often. As I said at the beginning of the call, Andrea is actually I made a mistake, but Andrea is a 2-star master. So again, congratulations, Andrea. And she just has so many skills. She is such a skillful network marketer. She actually built her business using Facebook. And got it off the ground in a very short period of time. So actually, I would love for her to come back on another call in the near future and share that story again, because it is duplicatable. Other people can do it, and it'd just be a great thing to share. So thank you. So Andrea, did you have anything else to add? Then we'll finish up.
No. And if I'm just going to extend something out to my own team members. If you feel like you haven't been supplied with the correct information, you can contact me. I'm sure Katie feels the same way, and Doc feels the same way, and any other leader out there who's listening to this. Just know that your leaders are here to help you, and they want to help you, and you're not bothering them. So many times people say, oh, I just didn't want to bother you. No, you're supposed to bother me. So connect with your upline people, the people that are, helping you, who can help you build, and they will be glad to help you.
Fantastic. All right, great. Thank you, Andrea. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we should have some updates from Mauer Mountain soon. Dr. Kurt Fisnick is at Mauer Mountain as we speak, and I know they're doing all their announcements about new products and new things on Sunday Melbourne time, Saturday evening US time. So we'll keep you posted. So stay tuned. Have a great week, everyone. Weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.